Hello there, friends and family. Welcome to my little YouTube channel called The Sword Rules. And today I'm going to start probably a multi-day filming of installation of accessories onto the old Project Redford, my 2024 Bronco. So what are we going to do today? Well, first, I want to tell you that I made a little investment in my little YouTube channel, and it's been long overdue in the filming equipment. So what I've got for starters is this new tripod that is going to be pretty kick-ass because it's so adjustable. My old one was an aluminum one, pretty rickety old thing. This thing's got a couple more features on it than my old one does, so I'm going to like that. I also bought a new camera, and I'll tell you what I got here in a second. I'm going to have to put a picture up of it because I'm currently using the camera. But a while back, and I think I mentioned it in one of my older videos, a while back, I wanted some new sound, some new microphone equipment, and I tried a couple things, and I ended up with this DJI dual microphone setup, and I have used it as a dual microphone. I did a little bit of filming with my neighbor, and I had him wear one of these little devices too. This thing is so nice. They work so well. It worked so well, I said, you know what, DJI's got this new action camera out. Actually, they just came out with the Action 5. There's been some squabbling about the quality of the brand new Action 5, and the Action 4 was put on a pretty deep discount on sale. So I grabbed the Action 4. It was $100 off, and so far I'm very happy with it. Certainly much better than the one old GoPro that I have left that I just leave hanging around just in case I need an extra, but I had so much trouble with that GoPro and the software that it came with. It's a GoPro 6 Hero Black, and yeah, it would overheat like within 2 minutes if I tried shooting 4K, and especially if it was mounted in the windshield of my vehicle. Terrible. Had to move on. So I moved to a better Sony 4K action, and that one overheats also after like 6 minutes, 5 or 6 minutes if I'm shooting in 4K. I guess they all do. So that's one of the things I looked for, and I found that these DJI Action 4s record at 4K for quite a long time without overheating. And the battery life is longer than on the Sony 2. Currently, I'm shooting in 2.7K, 30 frames per second because, you know, I'm pretty stationary. It's not like it's a high action video that I'm shooting, but if I'm ever out watching some racing or something, I'm for sure going to use 4K and a higher frame rate. I believe it goes all the way up to 120 frames per second, which would really, really cut down on the blurring. So that covers the new additions to the channel. Now let's talk about what I'm going to be installing today. I have this overhead Molle panel that I'm going to be installing. It is from DV8 Off-Road. Not a paid sponsor, but yep, they can sure as heck sponsor me if they want to. They have some really nice stuff from what I've seen so far. In one of my other videos, I showed this rocker panel, I should say pinch weld cover that I put on, and that's also made by DV8. They make a bunch of cool stuff. So I'm going to be putting that in. You're going to be giving me a hand. If I need you to hold your paw up there and steady something for me, you'll do that for me, right? Of course you will. Such a good helper. All right, let's get started. And here are the tools that you're gonna need today. Trim tools, number 4 Allen bit. I don't know whether that means 4mm. I don't know what a number 4 Allen bit is. So I've got my Allen bits out here, and I've got the regular stuff. 13mm socket, a 8 and 10mm wrench. I have an L-shaped T20 Torx bit, which is out here. I'm not sure why they're requiring an L-shaped, because I also have bits that are Torx bits, so I brought them both out. Oh, and by the way, Mrs. Sword, I'm getting Redford ready to go to Moab so we can take a trip there next spring, maybe next summer. What are you looking at? You think you're my quality inspector or something? So to get started, what we're going to do is there's some little bitty screw covers back here on the back of these visor clips. Pop them off, take screws out, one on each side, and then you're going to be able to pull down on this. This whole section up here is held in with clips. I do see a couple of rubber stoppers here, so I don't think that's actually a screw. I think that's to keep your visor from vibrating on the plastic. So pull down on this, and that gives you some room to put the mounting plate, the first mounting plate, up above there. Got that next part done. They wanted this foam applied to this front bracket on both sides. It's 2 pieces of foam shaped exactly the same. I've got them stuck on there. Next thing they want you to do is take off the 2 inside bolts on these top mount. So after we take these 2 out, it's going to be 2 T50s. There's also a 10mm nut that has to be taken off. It doesn't say anything about putting that back on, but there is a hole in the bracket. You set it up in there, and I imagine we'll put that nut back on. So let's do that next. All right. Like that. Start this 10mm first. That'll kind of hold that bracket up in place. No torque listed, so I'm going to give it the old Sword Rules quality torque click. Good to go. Just got to tighten up this 10mm. Alright, we're going to stop there. Seems tight enough. And then it says to push this back up in place, clip your overhead console back in place. So we're going to give that a try. Try not to damage your sunglasses. I've got these screws partially turned in so they won't fall out. Get them kind of lined up in there. There's a couple of keeper holes there. I think that's it. You staying warm there, helper dog? I got the heater turned on for her today, so I'm getting a little warm. I'm gonna have to take my sweatshirt off, but can't have the helper dog getting cold. Snap those little covers back in place. That ain't going nowhere.
That's not going anywhere.
That might be going somewhere.
Do you think we could fit that in the truck bed if we packed it better?
That's as good as it's gonna get. That's not going anywhere.
I think that Josie thinks that if she sits there long enough, I'll actually get her out on a ride. Then she tries to throw the guilt trip on me. We're going to take out these two bolts. Then this bracket is going to fit down in this slot. This goes on an 8mm underneath here. One step at a time here. See what we're going to be dealing with. So these going to come out. All right, let's see how this thing here is going to fit. Supposed to fit up in here like that. Kind of convenient doing this. Got the top off, the top panels off, and I moved the front seats all the way forward. I can just kind of stand up here in the back. So that's kind of slick. All right, this is definitely going to interfere with the light, but you know, give and take, right? And then we have another bracket to put in here, like that. We can put our two T50 bolts back in. And tighten her all down. I don't know why I just talked with a southern accent. I certainly don't have a southern accent at all.
That son of a bitch down there just able to call a law like I says tonight. I ain't bullshitting you.
Using my torque, the Sword Rules torque ratchet, of course. Okay, seems to be in there good. This is attached. We won't know till later if it fits. I'm gonna move over and do the other side. Yeah, I'm not gonna film it. It's the same as this side. I'm sorry, was I making too much noise back here? Yeah, I'll try and hold it down for you, okay? This thing is pretty beefy. Standing up and working on this is no longer going to be possible, but I will be kneeling on the back seat. That should work okay. So when I line that up, gives you a grab bar back here for the rear passengers to hang on while you're nearly rolling your vehicle over in the high desert of Moab. Although I doubt I'm going to have any passengers back here. And there is a way to line them up here. And then I'm going to tighten them down using my number 4 Allen head and a 10mm socket. Of course, this is probably unloosened. Yep. I'm going to do this one first, just because it's right there. Well, it says 10mm. That ain't 10mm. Oh, I got an 8mm socket. God dang it. 8 is not 10. 8 does not equal 10. And I do have 10mm sockets. I have not lost them all. I've only lost a couple of them.
Let's be financially responsible!
Alright, let's get this torqued down. I say those are nylock nuts on there, so they can't work their way loose. I feel like if I get one of these tightened down good, the whole thing should be lined up. Alright, there's one. There's a big open square area in this cross brace, which gives me hope that some light will get through here from my auxiliary lighting back here. I'm hopeful. We'll see. All right. Move over to the other side. Hey, my helper's awake? I thought you were still napping. She did just move her head a little bit. I see an eyeball. So just giving you a different look from this thing from the top. I got everything tightened up. You can see that big beefy crossbar up there for your rear passengers to hang on to. And this is where our center piece is going to bolt on the back to the front. And you have a Molle panel. So we are just about done. Let me give you a look from the inside too. Like that, right there. Yeah, looks pretty good. I imagine it increases the rigidity of the space frame also. Listen to me talk like some kind of engineer. I'm going to give you a peek at this thing before I install it. Nice DV8 logo riveted in place. That looks pretty cool. I like how they incorporate their logos into stuff. So this is the front. Gonna lay it in the brackets up there and see how that back section fits up against there. We'll see how this is gonna fit in here. That just sits up there for now. Looks like we're gonna have a pretty good fit right there. Get two of them in there, then I'll feel safe that I won't be dropping it on my dog's head down there. But I'm just gonna throw these bolts and nuts in here. There's 4 of them across the back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 2 of them on the front, and that's all that holds this in place here. And if I can turn this some more, you should be able to see what I'm doing. All this crawling around in here is kind of young man's work. But I'm a young man at heart, right, Josie? I might be 63, but up here, right around 25 probably. Oh, drop that washer down in between the seat. Never see that one again. Get a washer on top. Nut started. Then we won't have to worry about dropping it on your head, Josie. It's probably good, huh? Although, you terriers, you got pretty hard heads. Got it! Now, let's see if we can get this done without dropping it again. Time to torque it down. We gotta torque it down, Josie. Not rubbing on anything. Beautiful. Install time says 1 hour. an hour. Well, maybe after you've done it a couple times, and maybe if you're not recording for YouTube. Brings up a good question. Why do I record for YouTube? I mean, it's a pain in the butt. It's a pain in the butt trying to make sure you get everything in the shot. Got to move the camera around. You got to make sure the lighting's right. You got to say everything right. You got to use, you know, good language and stuff, even if you pinch your fingers. It takes way more time. Arguably more fun. So you can just concentrate on what you're doing, right? I'd be done already. But I do it for you guys. I do it all for you guys. There. Click, click. Front two are in there. I got to go tighten the back four. And again, these are nylock nuts, so they're not going to come off. I believe our Molle panel is complete. The installation is complete. All the bolts are tightened down. Pretty solid. And again, that ain't going nowhere.
That's not going anywhere.
There's the view from the back seat. Lots of room to mount stuff up there. I do have a couple of universal tool grabbers that are going to go in there. Those will be here tomorrow. I was thinking about maybe mounting a flashlight up there. And then the view from the other side. And this nice grab bar back here. Actually, even use that maybe to help yourself get up into the back seat, you know. Okay, cool. Josie, what do you say we move on to the next thing? Right? That's what I said. So one quick thing for those of you wondering, she doesn't just lay there all afternoon. It's actually like 4 or 5 hours after we first started, and we take lots of breaks, and I run her up and down the street, you know, while the cars are going by. Thanks for coming along with me today on this little trip. It's nice working on the Bronco in the warmth inside here. It's a little chilly outside now here in Wisconsin. There was a Packer game today. They played the Chicago Bears. Man, they just barely won. The score was like 20-19, I think. But we pulled it off, and Josie was very happy that they won. She was cheering them on, right, Josie? And I guess that's about it. So give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new video camera and sound platform that I've got going on here. And yeah, subscribe if you want. I don't really care. Other than that, have a great rest of your day.